Hey guys, it's Kelly and Daniel from FitnessBlender.com, and we're here to answer another one of your questions.
Today we're going to answer the question, how do we come up with our calculations for our calorie burn for high and low? And it's a really good question, and after the video you should be able to figure out a little bit better where you fall in that range.
How many calories each person burns while they're doing a workout is an incredibly individual variable number. So it depends on a lot of different factors, and we consider all of those factors when we create our ranges.
When we create these ranges, we've estimated that we have roughly about 90% of the population that will fall somewhere between the low and the high end of that calorie burn range.
The physiological factors that we consider when creating our ranges are your body weight, your muscle mass, gender, age, and height.
And the second group we focus on is personal variables. And this one comes down to how well you know the training style that you're doing, how long you have been doing it, how well versed you are in doing that style of training, that type of training. The next one is going to be what your overall fitness level is, so how physically fit you are cardiovascularly and strength-wise at the moment you're doing that routine, as well as your overall personal level of effort, how hard you're pushing yourself through that routine.
The last main category that we consider has to do with the actual workout. So we're talking about the length of the workout, the intensity of the workout, the kind of training that you're doing, the amount of weight that an individual might be lifting at home while they're doing this workout video, as well as the muscle groups that are actually being engaged during the workout. So obviously this is not an exact science, which is the reason why we give two numbers, a low number and a high number in terms of calorie burn estimates. We generally do think though that over 90% of the population will fall into our estimates, and we do consider both genders, and we base those numbers off of the body weight of roughly 110 pounds to the top end range of the calories being up to 200 pounds.
Now obviously those weight ranges can fluctuate drastically depending on where you are with your other variables as well. So you could be way over 200 pounds and still fall within that range depending on if your other variables are pushing you back down towards the lower end.
So even the vast number of variables that go into deciding this, the other variables, they're not standalones. They all affect one another as well. So like he said, maybe you are 240 pounds, but you're all muscle, and so you can push yourself very hard through those HIIT workouts. So you might be way over our top end of the range, whereas if you're 240 pounds and you're so out of shape that you can't keep up with a workout very well, even though you have the variable on your side that you are working well, you're working hard, and that the exercise is new to your body, you aren't able to push yourself as hard though, so you may, there again, go back down. So it's really a very individual number.
Mm-hmm. So definitely read the description of each one of those variables to give you an idea of which one pushes you to the higher end and which one pushes you to the lower end. The more you lean towards one or the other, the more you're going to kind of push your numbers towards that side or the other. So just think about every single one of those variables, how it applies to you, and then you can apply that to the actual range.
And you can find all of that at the link below. A lot more information there. Just one last thing, I see a lot of you guys worrying about exactly how many calories you might have burned during a workout, and to be totally honest, it is not all about calories burned. Some of the workouts that don't burn very many calories, like stretching or Pilates or yoga, they have so many other benefits that are not about expenditure, but they are still so valuable. Whereas then you have things like HIIT and strength training where the amount of time that your workout actually spans, that's what our calorie burn ranges reflect. But you also get a metabolic boost when you're done for the next day or two later. So even though our numbers reflect the calories burned during that actual workout time, it's always about a lot more than that. There's way more to be gained than just burning off calories.
So the main thing you need to focus on is less how many calories you're burning and more that you're just doing something physical. You always want to have a good combination of the lower calorie or the easier workouts along with the higher calorie burn or harder workouts. You don't want to always do HIIT every single day because that's just going to wear your body out. You don't want to do only yoga every single day because you're never really going to make much progress. So you want to make sure you're doing a really good combination of everything. The calorie allotments there are just as a guide to kind of let you know how hard these are going to be, how many calories you're going to be burning with them, but it's not there to obsess over.
Right.
So we hope this was helpful for you, give you a little bit more of an idea of how we come up with those numbers and how they're going to relate to you. And thank you very much for the question, and we'll see you guys next time.
Let me see your feet.
Oh, no, my feet weren't touching the ground, but Was my leg straight? My back straight?
I couldn't see all I could see was your giant head. You can find out exactly or roughly where you might fall in that range.
Exactly, roughly where you fall in that range. Kelly from FitnessBlender.com here to
We're not doing that. What are you, French? Is it French bloopers?
That's right. FitnessBlender.com.
You okay?
Apparently I'm going through puberty.
Okay, Bieber. Get it together.